this school of education and get involved in 2 programs at once. Well, tonight we have one such person. Whitnee Garrett has been with us now for years. She is in the single subject program and the special education program. Whitney, come on up.
Well, I teach 7th grade. You think that I wouldn't be nervous, but my heart's like beating so fast. So good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
All right. So before I get started, I'm glad you guys are awake. I'm pretty sure we have treats and fun things in the back, but we're almost done. So before I begin this brief speech, I want to first begin by honoring my creator. I wouldn't be standing here before you without my creator. I would also like to honor my family. See my dad. This evening I have my parents, my grandparents, and close friends who are both in the audience as students, and also some who have come to support me. I would like to take you on a brief journey of my life within these past 2 years. Most people who truly know me are well aware of the fact that I love to tell stories and I do not spare any details. So let's go on a ride. So it's fall 2010, and I am still an undergraduate at the University of California, Berkeley. I knew that graduate school was in my purview. I just didn't know where I wanted to be. I had heard amazing things about St. Mary's College of California, but I'd never actually been to the campus. One day after finals, I decided to take a short drive to St. Mary's. As I drove, I was completely amazed at the landscape of the campus. I remember saying to myself, oh my God, it's a small gym. It was a beautiful day in December, cold enough to wear a jacket, but warm enough for me to go exploring. I walked around the whole campus in about 10 minutes. I was so shocked. It takes 10 minutes to get anywhere on Cal's campus. I walked right up to the Cal Manavit School of Education and requested to speak to someone about possible admission, just thinking it would just happen out of nowhere. I was welcomed with a smile by Adrienne, our dear receptionist. I'm not sure if she's here tonight, but big props to Adrienne. I had no appointment, yet a little woman named Jane Joyce agreed to take a few minutes at the end of her day to speak with me. And a few minutes turned into a 2-hour-long planning session on how to get me in, how much I could expect to pay, and how much support I would get. From there, I was sold. I knew this was a school for me because I was given something that I had often had to fight for in my undergraduate career, and that was time. Fall 2011 was when it officially began. It was on. I was so ready to be challenged, to mix theory with practice, and to have those deep conversations that we never had time for in undergrad. My first class was a social foundations course taught by Dr. Rena Leon and Dr. Heath Campbell. Needless to say, this course opened up my universe. I was exposed to the theories and practices of Paulo Freire, the true definition of diversity within education, and so much more. One of my most memorable moments was when Dr. Leon taught us a lesson all in Spanish to give us an idea of how our English language learners feel when they're in classrooms with no differentiation. Although it was a simple gesture to introduce us to their world, it was extremely powerful and I hold it with me even today. This theme of placing ourselves in the positions of students who learn best when teachers teach outside the box reoccurred throughout my 2 years in both programs. Let's not even talk about PACT. Spring 2012, I began the Education Specialist Credential Program. I truly believe that this program is unlike any other because instead of specifically focusing on subject matter, I learned the best practices of what it means to be an educator, whether it was learning the inner workings of the present levels of performance for an IEP, or learning how to be an effective and involved general educator. I feel confident that my experience in this program has prepared me to be an effective teacher leader who is mindful of the needs of all students, regardless of their learning needs. Summer 2012. Dr. Rena Leon gave me an opportunity to delve deep into the ocean of research. She helped me realize that I enjoyed this world so much that she welcomed me to work on an article entitled "Preparing Pre-Service Teachers to Intervene," studying bullying through fictional case study of Glee. From working on this article, I gained a wealth of knowledge about not only bullying, but also the work it takes to write an article. Oh my God. So literature reviews, extensive research. So Eric, everybody remembers Eric. Yeah, all of that, and also learning how to collaborate. So, fall 2012. This school year has been a test not only to my professional career, but to my personal life as well. I landed my first job teaching 7th grade history, and before then, I had never had a full-time job. I'm 23, so boy, was that fun. Waking up at 6 a.m. on a schedule, whoa. I heavily relied on everything I learned, every theory, every practice technique, and I still felt lost. It wasn't until January that I felt that I could breathe. Now we're at spring 2013, my last semester as a credential candidate. I was blessed with the opportunity to attend and present the article that was written by Dr. Raina Leon and myself at the annual American Educational Research Association conference. This was a very humbling experience, one that I would not have had without the full support of all of my professors and staff. To be completely honest, the best thing about being enrolled in 2 separate credential programs was actually the access to faculty and staff and their willingness to go above and beyond. I'm not a very needy person, but when I have questions, like any person, I expect answers. This staff as a whole has been phenomenal in making sure all of my needs were met. Even though all of the professors within the Cal Menifee School of Education are equally distinguished, I would like to take this time to publicly thank a few special people. Cindy Paul. A specific thank you to Cindy Paul for answering every phone call I ever had. Every email was always responded to within an hour, always. Thank you. Dr. Raina Leon. Thank you for being the best first graduate school professor and showing me that passion knows no boundaries. Dang it. Dr. Metcalf Turner, in her absence, thank you for being that extra push to get me to spread my wings. Dr. Peter Alter, thank you for being a sounding board for my ideas and reminding me that I always deserve more. Papa Kraft. Not only are you the person that encouraged me to complete both programs and actually do both programs, but you were the first person that planted the idea of a doctorate in my head. From there, I ran with it, and I won't stop until I get it. Thank you for teaching your students to go against the grain, regardless of how it looks. Being unconventional never goes out of style. Dr. Neerman, I love you dearly. And thank you guys for just being here and being here to support, once again, to all the people who understand what it means to be a credential candidate. We eat wine, we're tired, we eat coffee, we eat drinks, everything. And I appreciate you, and thank you for all your support.